Okay, welcome to Salon Scheduler video number 3. This is a training on how to set up your employees. Okay, and like we were talking about in the previous how to set up your services, your employees are shared by all of your Clover apps, all the apps that are fully integrated like the scheduler. They all share your employees. That means that you can set up your employees using your Clover device, or you can go to your Clover web dashboard and set up your employees. Okay, it doesn't matter how. By the way, that also applies to your inventory. Okay, you can set up all your inventory from your Clover web dashboard or from your Clover device. And then you can get into the scheduler to finish the setup. Okay, so previously we talked about how your services are Clover inventory items that you then turn on to turn them into, you tell the scheduler basically, hey, out of all my inventory, these are the ones that are services. Okay, we're going to do something similar with your employees. Okay, you're going to create your Clover employees using the Clover Employees app, and then you're going to go through and you're going to tell the scheduler, hey, out of all my employees, these are the employees that actually get a calendar. Okay, so you find the Clover Employees app, and again, you can use the Clover Employees app or your web dashboard. Everything's going to look pretty similar. Okay. And from the web dashboard or the app, you can add a new employee, give them their name. Make sure you give them a nickname. You can't really change those things later on, and it's really hard to do that. So make sure you give a name and a nickname. Clover doesn't make it easy to change these because people could mess with your books by just changing employee names. Give it a passcode. It'll be 6 or 4 digit based on your setup. This is the PIN code you're going to use to log into your Clover remote devices also. Okay, so make sure you remember that. Your role, you can set them as admin, manager, or employees. This is important for the scheduler also and a lot of other apps, because if they're an employee, they're not going to have access to certain features. Okay, and then provide an email address. Make sure you provide a good email address that you spell correctly. You can't change this information very easily later on. Okay. Now, after you've added all your employees, you're going to tap save for each one. Then you have what's known as your Clover employees. The scheduler requires a little extra information, okay? Because you have to tell the scheduler, hey, out of all my Clover employees, here's the employees that actually have a calendar, okay? So you go to the Clover setup, the menu here in the top left-hand corner, and see this employee settings right here? You tap that. What you're going to do when you tap this is you're going to see a series of cards, one card for each of your Clover employees. If you don't see any cards and you've set up Clover employees, make sure you reach out to us at help@appheaven.us, okay? Especially if you recently uninstalled and reinstalled, okay? And we can help you with that. It's a small thing. We can fix it for you, okay? But anyway, so you're going to see a card for each of your employees. If they perform services, see this little switch that says perform services? Turn it on. It means tap it or move it to the right, and you'll know it's on because you'll see a little green, okay? But basically, perform services, turn it on. If they're bookable online also, turn that on, okay? When you turn each employee on, they're now available in the scheduler. The scheduler knows that Clover employee also provides services, and you see a little settings button, okay? You can tap on that settings button, and you can modify, you can add a phone number because Clover employees don't actually have a phone number. You can change their weekly schedule, and you can change their service times, their commissions, and provide any details. I'm going to tap on this first. Okay. What you're going to see is all the services that are offered by this employee, and you can tap on a service and see for this employee you can modify. Does this particular service for this employee show up online? And does this employee like maybe one employee takes 30 minutes to do a haircut and another one takes 45 minutes. You can change all that for this employee. You can also change the commission for this specific employee and the material cost for this specific employee. If the item was variable priced, you can now set a particular specific price for this employee if you'd like. If you leave it at 0, then we're going to ask you at the time of checkout. But if you provide a number here, then that's the number we're going to use for the price for this particular employee for that service. Okay. Then after you're done, you may have the same commission for each employee, for all the services for this particular employee. You can tap copy commissions, save commissions to all services for this employee, or save commission to all employees for this service. Okay. So that's a little shortcut that can help you out. When you're done, tap done, By the way, you can also search for a service to make it a little quicker to find it. But basically, you want to make sure that you take care of the details for each individual employee that may have differences from the defaults that you set up for each individual service. Then you go to their weekly schedule, and what you're going to do is you're going to turn them on if they work on Monday, for example. You can move these sliders, or you can tap on these numbers to tap it up, okay? And you can provide a break time as well for each day. So you get a start time, an end time, and then a break time, which you can turn on and then slide also, okay? For each employee, you can have a weekly schedule of for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, okay? When you're done with that weekly schedule, you're going to see a column for each employee appear, and you can then, if let's say they have a dental appointment, okay, you can add an extra time off or a time on by tapping on their name, edit or add time on off. Right there, you provide your PIN code. We do this just to track what's going on. Okay, and then once you track it, you can then add a time on for that date or a time off for that date. If it's not the right time, you can actually go to the particular date that you're trying to set the time on or off for. And then once you're there, you can then tap on their name and tap on edit their time on off. And see, now you can add a time on for that date or a time off for that date for that employee, or you can edit it, which lets you basically delete that time on or time off. Okay, so that's how you would basically set up each of your employees for your scheduler as well as for your online scheduling. And remember that PIN code you set up under Clover, that's the PIN code you're going to use for the scheduler for all the rest of the setup for the scheduler.